Welcome back to ExtraterraX, Into the Unknown. For centuries, humanity has gazed at the stars, searching for answers. Our oldest stories are filled with gods descending from the heavens, angels guiding mortals, and beings of immense power shaping our world. But what if these weren't myths or divine visions at all? What if they were encounters with beings not of this earth? From Mesopotamia to Egypt, nearly every ancient civilization described powerful entities who came from the sky. The Sumerians spoke of the Anunnaki, sky gods who they claimed brought knowledge and shaped humanity itself. In Greece, the Olympian gods lived high on Mount Olympus, but often descended in what were described as glowing chariots of fire. Think about that for a second. Chariots of fire. What else does that sound like? And in ancient Hindu texts, we find detailed descriptions of the Vimanas, flying palaces and weapons used by the gods. These weren't just simple stories. They were accounts of machines eerily similar to what we'd now call spaceships. So the question is, were these really gods? Or were they advanced extraterrestrials whose technology was so far beyond our ancestors' understanding that it simply appeared as magic? Imagine a spaceship landing thousands of years ago to a civilization with no concept of advanced science or engineering. Its inhabitants wouldn't be seen as travelers from another world. They would be seen as divine. This brings us to some of the most sacred texts in history. The Bible, for instance, describes angels as radiant beings, often appearing in blinding bursts of light, sometimes with strange shapes and even wings. But if you look at some of the oldest depictions of angels, they look less like spiritual beings and more like astronauts in protective suits. Take the prophet Ezekiel's vision. He described a wheel within a wheel descending from the heavens, glowing with fire and surrounded by lightning. To modern ears, this sounds uncannily like a complex spacecraft. Could these so-called angels have been alien messengers, tasked with watching over and guiding humanity throughout its history? The parallels are startling and found all across the globe. In Mesoamerica, the feathered serpent god Quetzalcoatl descended from the sky. He taught humans agriculture, mathematics, and astronomy, and then mysteriously promised to one day return. In ancient Egypt, the god Thoth was credited with bringing wisdom, writing, and incredible knowledge to the people, almost as if an advanced civilization were planting the seeds of progress. Even the story of the Star of Bethlehem, a bright singular light that guided the wise men across great distances, could be re-examined through a modern lens as something far more technological than merely symbolic. Why do so many independent myths describe gods teaching humans the fundamentals of civilization, mathematics, architecture, and agriculture? Is it all just a massive coincidence? Or could it be the deliberate influence of extraterrestrial visitors shaping the rise of human civilization? If these beings were indeed aliens and not gods, what does that mean for our understanding of human history and our own faith? It suggests that perhaps humanity has been misinterpreting alien encounters as divine intervention for thousands of years. Or maybe, just maybe, these beings wanted us to see them as gods. Perhaps it was the only way to guide or even control our development from a distance. Were they benevolent teachers, giving us the tools we needed to grow and prosper? Or were they powerful overseers, carefully making sure humanity stayed on a predetermined path? This possibility doesn't necessarily erase spirituality. In fact, it deepens the mystery. Perhaps the divine and the extraterrestrial are far more connected than we have ever dared to realize. So, were gods and angels truly divine beings from a spiritual realm? Or were they extraterrestrials visiting a primitive Earth? The evidence is scattered across our myths, our sacred texts, and the very foundations of history itself. Perhaps one day, we'll finally uncover the truth. Until then, we'll keep asking the questions others are afraid to ask. This is ExtraterraX, Into the Unknown. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to join us as we uncover more mysteries of the cosmos. Thanks for watching.